Good morning, good morning. We're doing a final flip through. Just so that I have it documented by itself, final flip through. My washing machine is going, so it's kind of loud, but my sister's due in here in about a half an hour. So I just found out that I need to house one more person at my house, which I don't have room for. We are realizing now, when family came in to visit, they always stay with my mom and dad because they had 2 extra bedrooms. We don't have those extra bedrooms, my sister and I, and we don't have that house anymore. So anyhow, okay, that's neither here nor there. All right, final flip through of Vietnam 2023. And if you haven't seen any of the other videos, first of all, lucky you. Second of all, I really achieved a lot for me into this journal. It ended a lot of issues I was having with pocket pages, with a travel journal that I didn't have always ending up looking like I wanted it to look. But I think after 7 years, I finally have found my groove. And I mean 7 years of journaling like this. I always did scrapbooking. But anyhow, okay, Vietnam 2023 cover. This Amy Tangerine came out with another collection with Avery. The one that she has with Altenew is like $145. Yes, I probably spend that at scrapbook stores, but for one kit, I don't know if they're not selling it in pieces. It's all one box. Oh Lordy, here comes the dog. Hello, bye bye. So anyhow, but at Avery you can get what you want at like Office Depot or whatever. So, and I think there's another small, I think they're spiral bound binders or notebooks now. Anyhow, all right, so here's my cover. Am I in frame? Sort of. Which there's going to be a glare because of the lights. Sorry, and this is all in pockets. So my cover, a blurb of history, my table of contents, my reason why, which I love doing that. And that was an Allie Edwards idea. Is an Allie Edwards idea. She always does a reason why. And I was like, why not? This is great. Antique maps. At the airport, taking the ride of a century to get over there. Our hotel in Hanoi, which is the one we stayed at every time, which was the Hotel de la Opera Hanoi. And it was across from the Opera House. The Ho Chi Minh Memorial, which we saw on our way to the hotel. My typical breakfast, which stabilized me the entire trip because I really didn't like the food. We did a water puppet excursion, whatever you call it, a water puppet show before dinner. And then this is more of the water puppet and the tradition of the water puppets, which is really cool. And along the way, I did filler pages, which I made on Procreate myself. I used these that I made on Procreate with my pictures and just writing the day. And theoretically, they will all have weather things in them, but right now, that one does not. Somewhere along in here, I thought I had one already, but okay. There's still a little bit of, oh, like right here, I did do the weather right here. And that's an idea that I scrap lifted from Job's journal, which that's one of my pictures with the date and the day of the week. And then you just make a little tiny calendar, the little calendar pages that he does, which I love. A few words in Vietnamese in our welcome dinner. And then Wednesday, why is that apart? Huh, I fused all these. It's not good. All right, Wednesday we went to the Temple of Literature, which was amazing. These are coming undone. I must not have had it hot enough. I thought I did. All right. Temple of Literature, which was amazing, was built in 1070 and redone several times. Filled with beautiful shrines and vessels and just amazing. A lot of Confucius thought process goes into this too. Bonsai trees everywhere. It was beautiful. Thousands of year old bonsai trees because they're the size of a regular tree, but they're in these big, huge potted plant things. Unbelievable. This is beep, 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 because that's the sound you hear in Hanoi of all the little scooter horns beeping. A typical scene of ladies sitting there with their goods to sell. Cinnamon is an export. My Vietnam in color, water buffalo gray, statuary brown, water puppet water, which was bright green, Halong Bay, which was a blue, Shrine red, School Walls, which is always a mustardy color, and then scooter tires, which were a different color gray. So there was a lot of muted colors. A 5-hour drive up to Sapa, and I'm going kind of fast because most of you have already seen all this. We had a flat tire on the way. It was fixed immediately and easily. That would not have happened in the United States. Got up to Sapa. Our hotel there was outstanding. Hanoi was right here. This is the northern little section of the country. We went up to Sapa, which is right on the Chinese border. Practically, we did see the Chinese border. And then we came back to Hanoi, and then we went to Halong Bay for a couple nights, and then back to Hanoi. And just those two different maps and seeing all of it was amazing. I don't have a lot of ephemera because there isn't any. This is a developing country, and I really had to learn the word developing all over again because they don't have money for extras. They don't have room for extras. Everybody lives in a teeny tiny house. Even big houses are teeny tiny. I mean, my house would be considered, really high end. And I live in a tiny house, not a tiny house, but a small house, 3 bedrooms, but small, but in a beautiful location. Wouldn't trade it for anything. And, so there isn't a lot of ephemera. What I have is mostly receipts. They will fade over time. So I really didn't have a lot. They do have a lot of postcards, which I did buy. A little blurb about the Red River Delta, which is the area we were in. When we got up to Sapa, we did 2 homestays. We spent the day with the Red Dao people, which are the embroidery people. And then the next day we spent the day with the Hmong people, which are the batik people, or at least that's one of their crafts that they taught us. Unbelievable experiences to spend the day in their homes. They cooked lunch for you. Unbelievable, invaluable. I'm so glad I was able to do that. Postcard. Some of the ladies we met, my pictures from them. This is us. I'm not in it because I took the picture. Which there are a couple places that I have marked with paper clips that I need to kind of fill in the gaps. This is us doing all of the embroidery. This is the ladies and some of their embroidery. It was unbelievable. Traditions, economy, status, and social. Traditions, these pieces of clothing have been a must for hundreds of years. Economy, today, the classes and markets keep the economy flowing because they are creating a cottage industry by teaching classes. Social, the giggles and stories in these tiny groups are just like ours. You could tell. They were saying, oh my gosh, those pants are too tight on her. Or, I'm just coming up with typical conversations we would do here, but they're kind of the same way. It was just amazing. The status, the bigger the headdress, the wiser and older the women. The older women still wear the big hats on their heads, but the younger women wear scarves because, number one, they said it's too heavy. Number two, it's too hot. So it was amazing. Our hotel in Sapa was this gorgeous resort and spa place that was on the side of a mountain, literally. Sapa is the southern tip of the Himalayas. And so we were 5,000 feet elevation at this level. And then when we went up to the top to the temple, it was 10,000 feet. So the next day we did batik, which was, again, amazing. Same kind of stuff. This ladies giggled with us and at us. And we ate with them. And they taught us how to do batik with indigo and wax. I mean, it was outstanding. In the valleys is all rice paddies, and this is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. These beautiful rice paddies, just amazing. And then the first morning, we got there late in the afternoon, and the first morning I woke up and I'm like, there's a temple or something, like a Buddhist temple at the top of that mountain. And the guide, Quinn, he said, "Oh, really?" Knowing full well that we were going up there. And it was amazing. So this is at the top. And the brochure on how we got up there was by train and by ski gondola. And it's all in Vietnamese, so I can't read it. So I put some of my pictures in and around some of the stuff. It was just like what you see in National Geographic with the rice paddies cascading down the hills. Just outstanding. And talking about rice production in Vietnam, they use water buffaloes still to plow their fields. Yep. Or human. I saw one guy pulling a hoe with another guy making sure it went down straight rows. And the manual labor part was a man, not a water buffalo. So these I need to still fuse off. There's a couple I didn't have time to do yet. So then Sunday and Monday we went on over to Ha Long Bay, which if you know all of that, here's some of the ephemera I was able to save. So mostly receipts. But, and this is just me playing with a little bit of that symbol that's on a lot of their doors. Just decorations, beautiful. How I was so disappointed because was such a touristy event. But I got to go to Ha Long Bay and I have sucked it up. I'm accepting how touristy it was. And I mean, we went out with 27 other boats. We're all, you know, close to each other. Everybody's kayaking at the same time. Everybody, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. These ladies, we had a lot of people come up to us on the side of the road in Hanoi cities, the cities selling products, anything they could get their hands on, they would sell. They're discouraging that in Vietnam quite a bit. They want them in stores. You can still sell, but sell in your storefront. Even if it's a little table in front of your house, that's fine. Don't follow people and scare people. I was hit by a woman on purpose, hard, but that didn't diminish me. That was the first night. I'm like, okay. Anyhow, but these were on Ha Long Bay and they were selling pearls because they do a lot of pearl oyster beds and pearls here. So all my Ha Long Bay pictures are in this pocket, for lack of a better spot, probably always, but I got them in there. I did a little phone thing of some of them also. Our guide, the boats again, the beautiful sunset, me kayaking, a map of the islands. I mean, I'll never be able to do that again. Never. I did a very, very rudimentary, which is my style, boat on the bay. Another rudimentary boat, not boat, but island scene. And then I did a little, this is how I journal. It's usually bullet points. This was the geographical numbers, whatever you call them. It's a UNESCO site, 600 square miles. There's a Buddha on one of the islands that's from the 16th, 17th century. Rock Wonder in the Sky, which was done by this man, Nguyen Trey, in 1500 AD. So that's how long they've been living here. It's just amazing. Just amazing. Our friendly water buffalo. One of the ladies that was with us did have a dog just like ours, a Havanese, and she's just as bad as ours is. This breed is very sweet, but also very precocious. Very. I was able to do a little bit of an accordion book with some pullouts just of different city pictures and life in the city, which is just wild. Hanoi Hilton, I did not want to do any journaling here. It is what it is. This is where John McCain was. It is what it is. Move on. But I wanted to document that I did see it. What's left of it. They've torn a lot of it down. The people were by far the best. The best. The children are gorgeous, adorable, funny. This little girl here was a pistol. She was adorable. This little girl here was very sad because she was about 3 selling products on the street at 10 o'clock at night. Some of the other people we met, some of the people from our group. Filler, the doors were beautiful. I always have a thing for doors anyhow, but they were just beautiful doors, and no matter how impoverished the house was, there was still some kind of a statement door. Just gorgeous. We did a little bit of lacquer learning and playing with, which is a huge process, which I had no idea about. I didn't even know lacquer came from trees. It's like maple syrup, but it's lacquer. We did a little bit of ceramic touring of a ceramic factory, which I did not realize Vietnam had a history of. We learned about the pearl industry, and the traffic was absolutely absurd. We walked down that street where the train comes right through the village. This is the old section of Hanoi, and you pick up, they're selling stuff right along the train tracks. You pick it up, the train goes by. Then you put it back down. There was a huge market right at that area too, which was way too chaotic for me. Our guides, Bonnie Hunter, it was a craft tours at Bonnie Hunter. If you're a quilter, you know that, who she is. This was our craft tours guide, which she was great. Deb Hagen, I think is how you say her last name. She's an actual artist, lives in Hawaii, has her hands in all kinds of things. Amazing lady, funny. And Quinn, our Vietnamese guide, was amazing. Amazing. He was about 40. He's a hiker. He takes people up to the top of the mountains in Sapa. There's several national parks in that area also. And they call it trekking, but he takes groups hiking. In fact, when he was done with us, he had a couple days off. Then he was taking a hiking group up to the top, which it takes 2.5 days to get to the top if you're hiking. A little thing about money, the shape of the soda cans, which is what I drank all the time because of the water issues. My flight coming home, which was uneventful considering I had a parasite when I got home, which we knew about before I left. About half of us got something, but that's neither here nor there. It was a fantastic trip. Fantastic. Would I do it again? Yep. I'm looking forward to the next trip, which might be Japan, if they add another trip. They only have one so far, and it's in January, and it's snowing, and I really don't want to go when it's 90, and I don't want to go when it's snowing. I'm a delicate flower. I need pristine weather, please, people. So hopefully they will add another trip. They're just now getting going again after COVID. Amazing. Thanks for watching. I'm going to do some in-betweeners in between a project. I'm not even sure which project I want to do. I have several that I want to do in my head. But a few days of in-betweeners. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.